Hello campers, welcome back to Everlasting Summer. Last time I skipped a bunch of things and now we are gonna have a summary. Welcome back from the summer. Yeah, a lot of things happened and a bunch of things that we probably don't need to see again until sometime later. And so we have our two lovely lady friends here, Lena and Slavya. Now, as much as I'd love to go with you again, Lena, because you were great last time, like I would give you 2 thumbs up for our experience last time, I have to go with my dear lady, Slavya. I didn't want to walk alone and I hoped Slavya would join me, but I couldn't bring myself to ask. Well, it's obvious. 1 basket for me, 1 for you two. Semyon, stop. Stop, man. Come on. No, let me go with you. Slavya smiled. Okay. Yeah, bye, Lena. I was a bit surprised, but I was also glad that it turned out like this. And Lena seemed to take no offense at all. I'm sorry, Lena. Go and do your strawberry magic. Ellipsis. Okay. Oh, boop, boop, boop. Music came back on. The reaping has commenced. The strawberries were delicious here indeed. I could tell by the way that they looked. I could probably eat all of them if I didn't stop myself in time. Despite being wild grown, the berries were close to the garden ones in size and had a red, rich color, so it was clear that our visit here wasn't in vain. I mean, that's nice. I've never actually planted a strawberry before, so it must be really cool to actually find berries out in the open, because every time I think like I would go camping or something, I never find any berries. Maybe like 1 small sized berry. It's not even like a blueberry. It's like this purple looking berry. And it's like, should I eat it? No, it kind of looks a little bit dangerous. Anywhoosies, Slavya is walking right beside me as we only had 1 basket. I felt like a mushroom picker. What? What? Okay, looking under every shrub and searching through the grass carefully. Never heard anyone have be a mushroom picker before. Pay attention! Whoa, 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 Slavya! Girl, I got this! Oh my god, I hope I'm not getting sick. Okay, I'll get some hot water after I'm done with you. An entire bunch of strawberries had been left behind. Oh, well, sorry. I'll get the left, you get the right, you know, we can cover all grounds. Ah, yeah. I'm sorry. It's fine. You must enjoy being here. You must enjoy being here, don't you? Well, she does look like it. Yeah, you like nature after all. I was about to say, doesn't Slavya like nature ever since that whole moonlight escapade? Of course I do. Slavya smiled. Oh my god. It reminds me of my home. We have similar beautiful birches there. She gazed dreamily somewhere into the distance. No, Slavya, come back from your hallucination or your daydream. Don't be Zach Braff and Scrubs right now. Look, I've always wanted to ask, what do you like in general? Nature, Semyon! Nature! Slavya likes everything that's a tree! You look like you're busy 24/7 and seems like you have no time to rest at all. She started to think. I don't know, really. Doing a variety of activities is enjoyable for me. But which one do you like the most, Slavya? That's the question. Well, that's understandable, but still. I like knitting and sewing. Oh yeah, things like that. Okay, cool. Gonna know more about you. Slavya took out a handkerchief out of her pocket. They were all red, yellow, and green flowers embroidered on it. Oh, that's nice. They were entangled with each other in a complicated way, creating sophisticated geometric forms. What? Slavya, give me that CG! Don't make me use my imagination right now, game. Such a typical Russian handmade What? Do all Russians have like handkerchiefs or something? Was that a thing back then? I mean, I always thought that was a thing for like Japanese, or for Japanese people. Maybe it's because I watch too much anime and it's like, oh, I have a handkerchief if you're bleeding, sort of thing. Glimpsing at it, I instantly imagined Slavya dressed as an ancient Seraphan? What is a seraphim? Sitting on a beach beside a ramshackle house with a crowd of children children running around. It's quite cute. Thanks. Let me give it to you. Oh no, girl, stop. You don't need to give me anything. You being here is a gift to me already. Let me give it to you as a gift. Such a proposal embarrassed me. You shouldn't. Yes, Demian, don't make her give it to you. Like, don't do it, man. No, take it. Slavya, stop. I looked at the handkerchief once again and put. Fine, I guess you're going off the principle that you shouldn't reject a girl, but whatever. Thank you. There were so many strawberries that, after a mere half an hour, we had a basket fill up to the brim. It seems like we're done. Yes! Yes! We got a lot, so should surely be enough. What? When we got back to the boat, Lena wasn't there yet. Oh, Lena! What you doing, girls? Come home! Come home, what? She doesn't live in the boat. She'd need more time to fill the basket by herself. Yeah, I guess so. I looked at the river. Sun sparkles happily danced across the water surface, where there were only things that would distinguish it from a mirror. That's how calm the river seemed. Oh my gosh, I love looking at water. Like, whenever water and sunlight are in the vicinity, they always look the best. Like, seriously, even if I'm not much of a camping person, like, I cannot deny that water looks so beautiful in the sunlight. Like, ugh, it's great. I would stare at water all day, I really would. What are you thinking about, Water? Nothing really. And you? Me? What'll happen once vacation is over? We'll have to leave this camp and go back to our homes. Well, I mean, that's how it is. I don't really have a home necessarily. At least not yet. Will I ever see anyone I met here again? Will I ever see you again? Oh, Slavya, don't look at me like that. We're gonna keep in touch, right? Right? She looked at me with her eyes, so full of sorrow that I couldn't think of what to say. Oh, Lena! Okay! Lena came out of nowhere, breaking the silence. Hi, Lena! Oh, you're done already. Here. Lena, you're giving me that sassy look again. I'm sorry we left you by yourself. She showed us a basket full of strawberries. Great! Now we can go back. And I still had Slavya's face and those words of hers on my mind. Sadness and sorrow weren't the kinds of emotions typical of her. Could she be hiding them all under a mask of cheerfulness? I mean, that is pretty typical. I can understand if someone's, like, hiding sadness behind happiness. Because, I mean, like, it's a kind of mentality of, like, you don't want to be sad around people even though you're sad on the inside, so you end up emoting happiness even if it's not real. I can understand that. I had no answer to this question. I knew I couldn't find one either way. Maybe later. Oh, the pier. Oh, the pier's so pretty. God, look at the clouds. Have you guys ever stopped and just stared at a CG for a while and just observe how pretty it is? Maybe it's because the artist who did the backdrops on this did a really good job, but I can't help the fact that the clouds look so luscious. They're like cotton balls up in the air, you know? Okay, I'm gonna continue with the story. The way back took less time as I tried to concentrate on rowing and ignored everything else. My only wish was to get back alive, as the first trip hadn't gone without consequence, and now my hands started to hurt only after a few sweeps of the oars. Having tied up the boat, I fell to the ground with no energy left. No, Semyon, we gotta keep going! Slavya and Lena leaned over me. You could have said something if it was hard for you. Yes. Never mind, it's fine. I got this, you know, I'm trying to work up my arms, woman. Or ladies. Sorry. I'll just lie here for a bit and everything will be alright. Yes, I'll lie here for a bit and I'll expect you two to carry me over to camp. Okay then, get those baskets to Olga Dimitrieva, please. We have something else to do. Oh, you guys gonna get some girl talk? Alrighty then, you guys go do your thing. Yeah, sure. I was ready to agree with anything at the moment so I wouldn't have to get up. Slavya put the baskets full of strawberries next to me and headed to the square, happily chatting with Lena about something. Ooh, I wonder if they're chatting about strawberries. The hardest part is done anyway. That's what I thought before I got up and took the baskets. Oh no, Semyon, don't collapse on me! After the rowing, they felt like cement bags, even while weighing barely more than a few kilograms each. Back at the canteen, or camp! So the trip to the camp's leader's cabin took much longer than usual. I had to stop every 50 meters at a rest. I mean, you know, do your best, Semyon. Once I finally made it, I put the baskets on the ground and sat on a deck chair. With difficulty. Oh god! No! Is what I think Semyon is sounding like right now. Oh god, I've got presents for you! Whenever someone's tired, they sound like a Vulcan? Not Vulcan, a vulture. That's what it's called. There's no answer. Semyon, do the right thing and break down the door, because obviously that will get everyone's attention. I barely managed to get up and enter the cabin. There was nobody there. What? Olga, if you don't need them, it's up to you. I lay down on the deck chair and fell asleep. And, oh, okay guys, since this is all new, like old stuff already, I'm gonna skip over this, and I'll see you guys in a bit. And we're here! Oh my god guys, I had to skip over a lot of things. Okay, so now we are at the campfire and hiking. Okay, so I'm gonna assume that we're just gonna have to do nothing and stay seated, because obviously the other one's just like all Alyssa and Lena problem. All I was doing was watching the fire. There's a saying that claims that could want- oh, oops! Let me try that again, guys! There's a saying that claims that one could watch it forever, as well as running water. Yeah! You agree with me with the water thing? Water is amazing! Maybe not fire, though. I remember that one episode of SpongeBob. I think it was like one where Johnny Depp was voice starring or something, and like they had to stare into the fire the whole night to learn the meaning of surfing, and their eyeballs look like pink eye just took over them immensely. So I don't know if that's really true. There's also some third thing here. What was that? One could watch it 3 things forever: burning fire, running water, and how other people work. I agree with 2 of those things. The camp leader pulled me out of my daydreaming. Semyon, don't you think it's too early to relax? Not really. Then what else do I need to do? I honestly couldn't get what Olga Dimitrieva wanted from me. What do you want from me, woman? I don't know. She stopped me for a moment. But if there's something to be done, then do it without hesitation. Huh. Your sly face feels like I think you're foreshadowing something. She smiled ambiguously and went back up to the fire and threw a few branches on. After those words, I'm completely sure that she treats me like a personal slave. What? Semyon, what gave you that idea? Or at least I'm a free labor force, which is strictly speaking, the same thing. I sighed and put my head down on my hands, hoping my torments would be over for today. Someone patted me on the shoulder. Who could that be? Oh, nope. I was gonna okay, well now I'm disappointed. I looked up and saw Shurik and Electronic who sat next to me. What do you want? I asked tiredly. Don't be sad. Is there anything better to do? Look, we've been discussing the possibility of advancement of the Cybernetics Club with Olga Dimitrievna. And there's a problem. We need more men! If you could. He hesitated. Advancement with those guys are incompatible with each other. And I said nothing and started to look over the pioneers around me instead. Well? I don't have time for your silly robotic antics! Can't you see I'm always busy with the camp leader's errands? Yeah, I guess you're right. It's kind of embarrassing how I went to Ulyana. Well, I mean, oh yeah, Shurik and Ulyana and blah 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 blah. I looked at him with surprise. It seemed that Shurik blames himself for the cake accident. Yeah, it is. All the pioneers seem to be here. I couldn't spot Slavya anywhere. Slavya, where you gone, girl? I think she's angry with me. Who? We asked absently. Ulyana! Maybe I should apologize? No, it's not your fault. Shurik, don't put the blame on yourself if you didn't do anything. No, it's not your fault. We sat silently for a while and I stood up and said, my legs are numb, I better take a walk. They made no reply. Okay, I made a few circles around the improvised camp and noticing that the closed looks of the camp leader following me. It looks like DoubledEdged couldn't wait to come up with some kind of new task for me. I hadn't found Slavya anywhere. Maybe I should go try and find her? On the other hand, I felt sorry for Ulyana every time I recall her upset face. Maybe this hike isn't the most entertaining thing ever, but sitting there alone isn't any better either. Come on, let's go find our companion! But at the same time, I didn't want to go any- Semyon! Stop being so undecisive right now. Are you being undecisive because I have to confirm to what your beliefs are right now? Ugh! It's like the first time I met you again. Okay, well, let's go try and find Slavya, of course. I'm really interested in where Slavya has gone, and though I also want to leave this place as fast as possible, and if not, to finally lie down and sleep, then at the very least, to spend some time alone, away from the pioneers, and DoubledEdged, who couldn't just wait to occupy me with something again. I picked a good moment and fled into the forest. How do you know if the moment's good? When everyone's looking the other way. What the? How did I transition from nightfall so quickly? Night had fallen onto the camp, yeah, I can see that. An absolutely normal and unremarkable night. One of those nights when the dark sky... Oh my god. Guys, I'm like tiring out my own voice box right now. Okay, 1, 2, 3. One of those nights when the dark sky, stars of the crescent moon, don't trigger any special emotions, when the crickets chirping and the singing of night birds seem more like everyday routine than nocturnal chorus. I wandered around the forest with no special purpose, trying not to get too far away from the camp. After all, there was a chance to meet Ulyana out here, and that natural disaster would probably be even worse than the camp leader. I sat down on a fallen tree and started thinking, why is this all happening to me? Oh, Semyon, you're having one of those moments again of why am I in this world, what happened, Semyon, unless you can answer any of those questions, then there's no point in thinking about it. What is that? Why is this all happening to me? Why do I keep getting myself into foolish situations every time and everywhere? Even having suddenly appeared in the weird pioneer camp in the middle of nowhere, I don't get back to become a subject in an experiment, a victim of a sick cosmic mind, or a participant in an intergalactic war on the side of a group of Semyon, where do you get these thoughts? I'm surprised I'm not surprised enough that your random thoughts are such randomness. I feel like a regular hero of science fiction. No, I have to hide in the night forest from a raving camp leader and her workhorse pioneers. The stars in the sky were shining brightly. Perhaps they gave their light to not only me and this camp, but also shine on the city where I was born and where my old home is. Well, I mean, you know, it's nice to hope that the moon has, like, some hope for me. If it was a pain, it settled in my chest. Whoa! Whoa! Flashbacks! I envisioned my own flat clearly, and detestable burning started making its way from my stomach to my throat. Semyon, come on, come on. You can't do it here. Well, actually, yeah, no. Let's not do it here. Just calm down, Semyon. No, it's not wistfulness. More like a sad reminiscence. So come on, Semyon, snap out of it. We're gonna get back, no matter what. Even if we we'll find out. Because despite all that's happened, I felt more alive in the last 5 days than I had in the last several years there. Oh, well, that's good. I mean, now I'm not as worried, but now I wasn't really sure if I wanted to go back. Well, I mean, I don't know, Semyon. It's the kind of thing where it's like, where do you want to go? Because either you try and go back home, or you try to find your own life somewhere else, you know? Only one question still ate me. How and why I ended up here. It flared up yet again in my mind. I hadn't spent much time seeking answers, or even just thinking about my situation lately. My thoughts were occupied with everyday, routine affairs. Now, in order to break away and able to wish to stay here for good, I need to understand the nature of this place. It's just that even a nightingale in a golden cage has the right to know how, and by whose will he got in there. I mean, fair enough, Semyon, fair enough, but it depends. How do you want to situate this? It's like, if you want to stay happy and continue what you're doing here, it's totally fine. That's okay. But if you want to go back home and do something back there, that's cool too. It depends on where you want to go. Oh, man. Probably I would have been lost in my existential thoughts for a long time. But then I heard voices approaching. DoubledEdged and the pioneers. Looks like they're proceeding with their hike. I headed to the campsite. Oh, I headed to the camp at a fast pace. I had no desire to go back to the camp leader's cabin, because I would surely be scolded, and just waiting for it is much worse. That beach again, though. That beach is always pretty. Soon enough, I arrived at the beach. And I wasn't alone here. A pioneer uniform was lying on the sand. What? Either someone swimming in the sand right now, or someone drowned in the ocean. A girl won, but no one seemed to be swimming in the water. I almost thought it was some new devilry when suddenly a voice came from behind. Skipping out on the hike. You're not naked, right, Slavya? I thought you were still in the woods. Oh, you're not naked, cool. I turned around and saw Slavya in a bikini. Sorry, I guess I interrupted you. That's okay, I'm almost done. Why did you decide to have a swim during the night? Oh well, is it prohibited? She smiled. Well, no, it's just, won't ultranewb mind you leaving early? But you did the same! Well, I had to go think, but you actually have a position. I don't have anything. Slavya gave me a quick glance. Yeah, I did. I sat down in the sand and stared at the river. You don't like the hike, do you? No, it's not that. I just wanted to be alone for some time. I've interrupted you. No, not really. That's not like you at all. What are you talking about? Well, to leave it like that. Well, I'm not a robot that can only act according to a predefined program. Then again, there again with the robots and the computer references. God, everyone's a robot, I swear. She laughed. Yeah, that's right. I was still puzzled, and my fatigue was also becoming stronger and stronger. My mind was absolutely blank. To be precise, I was so heavy and full, so that not even a single idea would have the chance to dwell there. If I would compare my brain at its prime to a broad highway full of speeding thoughts, overtaking each other and causing giant chaotic crashes, and now it's nothing but a forgotten tiny patch in the distant desolate forest, which is only used in times of absolute necessity. So I said the first thing that crossed my mind. You look good in a bikini, Slavya! Don't you think it's all pretty strange here? Strange? Everything that's happened here. Are you gonna talk to her? Are you gonna admit it, Semyon? It's ideal model of a pioneer camp. Of course, it's not like how I know a lot about them, but it looks exactly like I imagined it. What are you talking about? Slavya glanced at me perplexed. Did you ever feel like you're not where you belong? I don't know. More precisely, not where you are meant to be at all. As if the thousands of kilometers away from home, or even another galaxy. I don't understand you. We're similar in this. I lay down on my back and looked at the stars. And what would you think if I told you that I'm an alien from the future? Are you? Asked Slavya in dead earnest. Well, let's assume I am. How should I return my time? Do you really want to? Yeah, all the conversations with her that have to do with my situation, even the slightest hints of it, always end up in the same place. It's like she's offering me a chance to stay. Maybe Slavya just Here's the thing, I don't think any of the pioneers really know what's going on with Semyon. It's just that they probably think it's an odd situation for him to be in. Or not odd situation, but like, they probably have no idea what Semyon's going through is what I'm saying. They probably aren't having like a secret backhanded monologue or something. Almost insisting on it. Well, let's say that I'm not sure. There, as we could call it, everything is like home to me. Or more familiar. Practically everything is known to me and I'm prepared for any situation. And here it's the other way around. Literally every little thing comes as a surprise and everything's different. Is it really that bad? I wouldn't call it bad. Unfamiliar. Unclear. Sometimes it can be hard to change something, especially for people with my personality. But what do you really want? I don't know, Slavya. I feel like because I've been reading Semyon's lines for a while, my assumption with his character is that he's the type of person that likes stable sort of things, and so like he seems like the type of person to go with the flow. So any decision that is made is usually based on the fact that either someone else is doing it or maybe, you know, it's a necessity. Because I can't imagine, like, Semyon back at home, like, the first time that we saw him, imagine him wanting to actually do something. Like, I can't imagine him, like, going outside and being like, oh, I really want ice cream today. He probably would be like, no, I'll just go and get some ice in the fridge and eat it or something. Oh, I don't know, something like that, you know? So, it's hard to distinguish what he actually wants, because even I don't really know. even though I'm choosing his choices. I mean, I guess I am choosing what he wants because I am the narrator for this. To start, I can't answer the question until I find out where exactly here is. Then go and find out. If only it was that easy. But what's so difficult about it? No one's given me answers. That's why it's difficult. Everything's difficult. Wait, Semyon, are you saying that you don't want to look for it because it's difficult? I just find it more frustrating. Like, I don't even know where to start, and I'm constantly being distracted. You're talking about it so seriously, it's almost like it's real. She laughed. Who knows? A pretty long silence followed. Suddenly Slavya sneezed. Bless you. Thanks. It wasn't a good idea to swim at night. You could get ill. Hurry to your cabin, it's cold out here. It's nothing. I'd rather sit here with you a little bit more. Now just let me dress. Well, I was certainly flattered, but... Let's go. I'll walk with you. We didn't even walk a dozen steps before Slavya grasped my arm. What's the matter? Oh, I suddenly feel dizzy. I touched her forehead. It was burning. I was never able to measure body temperature by touch, but in this case it was obvious. I told you! Okay, let's go. Slavya, let's go to the cabin. Let's get you fixed. Achoo! Come on, come on. No, I could infect Genya. Listen, we better get to the infirmary. And why would you do an infirmary at the night alone? That's nonsense. No, it's not nonsense. If you want to help, I'll go by myself. She let go of my hand and was ready to leave. Don't get upset. And put this on, it's cold. I handed her my sweater, which I'd brought with me on the hike. Finally, I found some use for it. Good boy! Yes, Semyon, pats on the backs! Thanks. She pulled the sweater on and gave me such a tender and caring look that I couldn't argue with her anymore. Okay, fine, the infirmary it is, as you say. God damn, look how scary the infirmary is! Jesus! I didn't even realize it was that scary. Like, the first time I was probably staring at the cat thing the first time. Anywhoosies, let's continue. I was still considering the idea quite foolish. Nobody ever died from the common cold. What? Wait, I didn't read that last line. 5 minutes later, we were standing in the infirmary door and Slavya was picking out the right key. Blah blah blah. Okay, at least not in the past century. Oh, well, unless we're talking about influenza, then yeah. I couldn't see any good reason to spend the night in the infirmary. Ooh, man, the whiteness. Finally, Slavya opened the door and leaned on my arm. I'm still a bit dizzy, she said guiltily. Slavya landed on the bed and I sat in a chair nearby. Well, still, listen. Alone for the whole night in the infirmary. After all, at least Genya could get you a glass of water if you needed one. She wouldn't catch the illness. She's young and strong. Yeah, I mean, I feel like Genya, I feel like wouldn't even like... If she had a cold, I feel like she would just beat the crap out of it first before ever actually getting a real cold. It's alright. I don't want to bother anyone, and the nurse will come tomorrow. I suddenly imagined myself in Slavya's place. Imagine if I had to spend the whole night here, alone. And shivers ran down my spine. Listen, maybe I can stay with you for a while. I owed a lot to Slavya, and in fact, I didn't even want to leave. What for? Everything will be fine. Thanks for walking me over. You should go and get some sleep. I still think. It's fine. It's not fine. Come on, Slavya. For a moment I thought. Of course, nothing terrible would happen to her here, but I myself would feel more relaxed if I stayed with her. I think. Oh, come on! Slavya cried out as if offended. You won't throw me out, will you? I smiled slyly. Alright, but if you get infected, you only have yourself to blame. I was happy with my little victory. Okay then, what shall we do? There should be some playing cards in the chest. Ooh, girl! I love them playing cards!